3-3. Five. 1-1. 1. Yes. Hold on on 1. Yeah. Good job, man. Yeah. Ooh, well, that's cool. I'm just gonna sit here for 30 seconds in silence. Just kidding. What's up, everybody? How's it going? If you hear some weird noises, that's just my stomach. No, I'm just kidding. My son's here. My wife's out of town working, and so I got my son with me. Romulo. How do you say that? Hi, what's up? How do you say that name? Romulo. All right. Well, welcome. If you're here, show me who's here. Where are you guys from? Put it down in the chat. Let me know. What are you guys doing? Yeah, I'm still trying to work on this. So I'm actually trying to program tonight called Ecamm, ECAMM. So trying to figure it all out and get it all going. I like to just dive right in the fire. Usually I don't like to test stuff out. New Zealand. Wow, awesome. What's up, Uso? Oh, thanks, man. Jose. What's up, guys? Baton Rouge, SoCal. Nice, Dylan. Hi. Hey, Brandon. From Baton Rouge. Richard from Michigan. Kevin from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Nice. Jose from Wayne, New Jersey. Nice. Jake, Rockford, Michigan. Jay Johnson. I don't know who this guy is. I don't trust this guy. I don't ever trust this guys with the name Jay. I'm just kidding. Jay actually works for us over at Transformation. Great editor. Sao Paulo, Brazil. What's up, man? Tobias from Sydney. San Antonio, Texas. You know what? It's easier for me to. I'm just gonna do this. Let me do this. I think I can do this, and it might pop up. Yeah, look at that. I gotta move over. What? It's ready to display messages, but there's no. Oh, there it is. It just takes a little bit. Yeah, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Nice. Jose, San Antonio, Chicago, San Diego, Winston. Wow, everybody. Why? You got a couple of other people from San Jose, so that's kind of cool. Bailey, Philip Bailey. It's my buddy. He's one of my students from, proudly graduated from the Chad Vegas mentorship. So, awesome. Wisconsin, Chicago, South Korea. Nice. What's up? Bronx, New York. Nice. Guys, you guys are from all over the place. Wow. You came to watch some weird fat guy talk all night. So, thanks. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with myself, basically. Cool. So, I got a lot of submissions came in. You see this kid over here? Look at it. Right? It's mirrored. Look at that kid. It's a handsome boy right there. You say hi? Oh, my sister's on, Charla. Guys, if you haven't, go follow my sister. She's great. She just wrote a book, which I'm a bad brother because I forgot the title. Sorry about that, Charla. But she just wrote a really, really good book. And it's on Amazon. And she can probably comment the name of the book, and then I can do a little plug there for her. Awesome. So let's jump in. So I got about, 60 or so submissions. And out of the submissions, hot corners on the Mac are killing me right now because I got so much stuff happening. Out of those submissions, we'll just pull one by one and go through it and make it work, really. Let's see here. Awesome. Shema. Yeah, there you go. Shema. Assembly the Barn Owls. It's a really good book about my sister and her family's journey, and it's got a couple of stuff from my journey in there, which I'm still waiting for the royalty checks. I'm just kidding. So yeah, check that book out. Let's see here. Let's go. Let me just double check my audio before I actually get through this here. Assemble the barn house. I was wondering why that sounded different, but where? There you are. There you are. All these programs. Okay, so there we go. Now you guys can hear me. Yeah, try not to use software live. So what I'm going to do is we'll dive into it. I'll do a couple of things here. I'm going to make sure my son gets down right now before his mom kills me, because he could fall. So, yep. There you go. Live. Sorry, babe. Live. So if you don't hear from me within the next couple of days, that means my wife killed me and dumped my body somewhere. So just yeah. So I'll dive into a couple of videos, and then we'll do some Q&A, and then I'll dive into a couple more. Is that good? Let me know in the chat if you guys think that's a good idea, a good plan. As I tell my son to come over here. All right. Say hi. Say hi. Here. Say hi. Look up here. That's where the camera is. Yeah. He's got his bounty hunter PJs on tonight. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do this. Let me jump into this here. What? It's not okay. Must have crashed. All right. So you guys should see that there. Let me pull up the first one here. Oh, look, my wife's there. Yeah, she just joined us. I'm glad she just joined us, so I'm not getting in trouble. Nothing happened, babe, I promise. Let's see. This should work in theory. If not, let me know, everybody. I'm gonna start to play this file, and first one's gonna be Walker Field. All right, let me throw this in here. Oh, and that's. Let me rotate this layer. Also, hey, what's up, Dylan? My nephew Dylan's watching. Brandon, what's up? Let me see here. Manage layers, properties. How do I don't get it. All right, Walker. I don't know why your video is like this, but the software I'm using is not allowing me to change it. Just a second, everybody. I promise I know tech. I know what I'm doing. Let's see here. All right, let's add that there. Yes, sir. You'll get some later. All right. Yeah, that's interesting that I can't manipulate the layer. Like, oh, there you go. Look at that. If I did that. Yeah, try gaff tape. Jay said try gaff tape. All right, Walker. Unfortunately, I'm gonna call it a loss at this point because I can't rotate it now. Let's get out of here. You called my name. I ran out of that grave. You called. All right, we'll pick somebody else here. Like the lottery. Yep, you're my guinea pigs, Bailey. Philip. I keep calling you Bailey because that's I see your last name there all the time. Okay, so Glenn Moto. Glenn Moto. Let's pick you here. Go into this. This here audio there. Can you guys hear audio at all? Let me know if you guys can hear audio. I'm not hearing on my end, so I just want to know if that's something that I need to fix on my end. Alright. So, before I should have prefaced this with this here. As we do this, basically what it's going to look like is I'm going to go as if I was actually your boss. So, and we were coming in there and changing things up. However, all my suggestions is subjective to your house and your leadership. So I'm going to just go through it, do some tips here maybe. And then from there, take what you guys want to take. And spit out the rest. So let's go from the top again here. Bring that down there. Thanks, Phil. Okay. So let's go here back to mini again. Nice, I love that reverse there. And you're just a little bit overexposed in some of the cameras. You want to make sure that all your cameras are matching. Cool reverses. I like the movement there. Something that I personally don't like is crossfades for fast songs. Actually, if you watch any of our streams for Transformation, I don't do any crossfades at all. Oh, that was only 42 seconds long. But, go back here to the top. Cutting's not too bad. Try to cut more towards to the actual chord progression. I'm a big fan of cutting to more chord progressions than that. Also things like, let me go back here. Let's see here. Things like this. Just make sure that their whole, that it's just framed a little better. So I would either push in to get them framed up like this. Or I would have gone to something like either a 2-shot or it's just them there like that. And then, yeah. So always watching that out. I'm a big fan of not having anybody centered as well. I'm always having them on a third. So try that. Either left third or right third. Reverses though, like reverses like that works centered. Like that's actually really nice. I like that. Yeah, cutting's actually really good, and definitely something where It's a high energy song, so you're really pushing towards that. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That was Glenn Motto. Thank man. And then like even all these that I go over, like even Glenn, if you have questions after the fact, we'll do a Q&A in after a couple more videos here. All right, let's see here. Pull up the next one. Stephen Thompson. Up here. Nice, good move. Love that. Nice, good. Oh, nice little whip there. That's nice. Wow, who's that? Is that Jesus playing bass? Gosh, I gotta get to this church. This is great here. That song, not that song, but that move right there, right here, that crowd shot here. Maybe add a little bit of movement to it, so either them walking up or walking back, your cam ops. This is great here. Nice, this is good movement on sticks there, I like that. Nice. Let me go back here, because there's something... when they do, I actually will cut to this shot as soon as they come down. So, like that last cymbal hit that he did on that big moment, da 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 da, then go to a wide and with the same pan on the jib. That works really cool. Sorry, I heard my son say something. Okay, cool. Richard, what's up, man? Thanks for joining us from Australia. Well, this is great. It's a little bit overexposed. Just watch out the exposure there. And then also, I think another thing that I have to say awesome is, else is awesome. Say awesome. I have to say awesome. Another thing is there is definitely, when you guys export your video and stuff and send it to me, there could be some degradation on by the time I get to it. So just make sure your sources are good when you're actually previewing it yourself and streaming to the world. So let's see here. Good. I would just slow down my movement there. So really, what you really want to feel out the song, right? You want to get to a spot where your cam ops are really, as the song's high and energetic, they're going for it. And then when it ramps down and it goes down, boom, and then you want to have that same feeling that you would feel like as a musician is going, just coming down and really slowing down with that and ramping down with that, not like a boom and then it just drops off and now you guys are doing slow movements. It's really just ramping all the way down. So check that out there. Let me see here. Great jig moves. This reverse is great. Love that framing too. Good. Nice, that was a good whip there. Hey, I forgot to change it back. Sorry, guys. Here, let me go back. You guys can see this whip. Nice, good. Nice. I like that.
This is how I fight my battle. This is how I fight
Nice. I would have stayed on that reverse jazz for a little bit to kind of let it resolve, kind of let it go back around. On these songs like this, for instance, you know, there's those big moments where it's like those hits, right? Bam, bam, bam. For me personally, to kind of keep the energy without, you know, really going through either, you know, tons of whips and things like that, I would actually just cut it. So I would be like, cut, and then let it rest for a little bit. Let the viewer at home kind of let their eyes rest, because it can get jarring, right? When you're going through, you know, watching it at home and there's tons of cuts or tons of movement. You have to find that equal balance between doing a lot of fast movement and then holding it out and letting it rest, letting the viewer at home kind of give their eyes a rest, basically. Landon Richards, how can I share mine? If you guys, just keep an eye on my, I'm definitely I got so much submissions this first try. So, I guess it's something that some people wanted. So I'm definitely going to try as much as I can to do this more often. You know, maybe once a week. I don't know, depending on my time. There's a lot happening right now at Transformation and we're doing a ton of stuff. So, depending on how often I can live stream and do these, I'll do it. I found for me, it's just easier to kind of do it like this than one-on-ones. Unless, you know, yeah, anyway, it's just easier for me to just blow through a bunch of these because there's so many requests. So, let's see. I always heard it as the spirit is the bass. Jesus is taking over. Yeah, Philip, that's great. So let's see here. Yeah, good energy here though, man. Your cam ops are doing great there, Steven. Nice. Pretty good. Nice, that was a good move there. Awesome. Let's do one more, and then we'll start doing some Q&A, then we'll go back into it. Let's see here. Nathan Hagland. Oh, what's up, Nick Edward? Nice to see you on the live stream. Nice. I would probably turn movement just really chill, so you can hear the acoustic guitar there. So really, really chill. Here, what I do here. Whoa. Put that back there. Yes, sir. All right. So here, just watching the headroom, right? So you want to watch your headroom. This is just a little bit awkward here. So I would actually put her over here. I would actually put her on this third here, with her guitar and stuff like that. So framing it up, you always want to frame it up so that they're looking at something, giving them looking room. Right now, she's technically just kind of I mean, yeah, she's staring at her iPad, but like at home, you know, what else is she looking at on this end over here? So, living home. This is great. Your presence, Lord. There, this is way better framing here. I probably would have brought him in a little bit more. And have tasted and seen of the sweetest of loves. See some questions coming in. If you guys could do me a favor, as far as questions go, put a Q next to next to your question. So put a Q : and then type out a question so that it's easier for me to see the questions come through. Cool. Let's go back to this now.
When my heart becomes free and my shame is undone,
Nice, great
your
voice here.
presence, Lord. Holy Spirit,
Yeah,
you
the shot just
are
put a little bit more left there.
come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for.
Yep.
To be overcome by your presence, Lord.
Good framing here. Now I'm assuming, just from what I see, I am assuming that you guys are in autofocus. I'm personally not a fan of it. The more things that you can control manually, the better. But then also this goes into a deeper dive, right, of having to make sure that you have a training night with your volunteers, and things of that nature. So definitely try to kind of push more towards that. Yeah, try not to do anything auto during a live environment. I try not to, unless it's like automated, lower thirds or automated, what am I looking for? What word? Super sources, things like that.
Your presence, Lord.
Nice. There's some movement here, which is pretty good. It's not too bad.
There's nothing worth more
Pretty good there.
that will
If
never
this
come.
wasn't, if it's not, if I'm just getting it wrong and it's not autofocus and you guys are actually manually focusing, just a little bit slower on that push, that manual focus there.
Come close, nothing can compare. You're our living hope. Yes, your presence, Lord.
We'll skip ahead here. Let's see to the.
Us become
There we go.
of your goodness. Let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience.
Right. If your camera body has IS on it, put that on. If the lens has it, put that on. Just a little bit too shaky there. But
The glory of your
and then there, let me see if I can go back a little bit here. So right, again, too much. Okay, so this is a good example here of something you guys can start to do. Is you basically start off here. Whoa, that's weird. Start off there, and then you pull up to get the face of the keyboardist. Obviously on beat, on time. This will get you guys in more of a, instead of just that static handheld shot, now you're starting to add some movement into your cameras. So right there, that whole thing, it would have been nice if it was in focus. So I'm going to highlight two things here. I don't mind the pop zoom. Love that there. But if that was in focus, and then when he came up to the reverse of the worship leader, that went into focus, which is great. But the second thing is try to get some light on your drummer. Try to get some stage wash. Try to get some light on. Actually, this is good too. Just good for common practice. Try to get some light on your musicians. They work hard for their money. I'm just kidding. They work hard. That song's in my head now. They work hard at their craft, and they practice and all that stuff. So you kind of want to honor them in that and get them really, get them highlighted, put some lights on there and just looks good all together. Cool. Let's take a break from that for a little bit here, and let's move to some Q&A. Let me see here. Q&A. Look, I got Q&A tunes. Anyway, so let's go back up here. I did see a couple. Let's see. So, all right. So Melvin asks, what do you think about whips when doing mobile cam? I love them. I really do. If you watch all the Bethel stuff when I was there, or even the transformation stuff that we do here, we still do a lot of whips. Right now, we're kind of limited at transformation. The stage is super small. It's 40 by 40 feet. So, you know, it's not super small by any stretch, but because we'll have band in there, plus sometimes up to 9 singers, and like on Easter we had and a horn section plus the full band on there, so there's just not that much room to move. So doing whip pans in that tight, it can get a little bit jarring. So we try to formulate a different way of shooting it. So, but yeah, man, whip pans, love whip pans on handheld all day long. Let's see here. All right. How do you incorporate natural movement on the back tripod cams without it looking shaky? Loosen your head as much as possible. You want to make sure that now it all goes down to the ops, right? So your op has to be. I try to make sure that they're as comfortable as they can. So when they get up to a camera, they get to make all the adjustments that they want to the camera. We train them so that way they know what to touch and where to touch and what not to touch, so that they can make it comfortable for them. So, you know, I don't want a super tall guy going there and his monitor for his camera is like down in his chest and he's looking down like this the whole time, you know, or, you know, somebody's short that's breaking their neck just to look up. So we try as much as we can to make sure that they can get as comfortable as possible. Second, loosen that head up a ton. It all depends on the op again. So some of them like it kind of mildly loose. I know there was this one girl over at Bethel. She actually put no tension on it, and that was the easiest way that she found to get movement. It starts off with technically a figure 8. It's not really a figure 8. There's 2 ways I like to do it. It's either, so this is your lens, it's either a figure 8 or an infinity symbol, but when you really get down to it, it is random movements. It's never really just like never really a set style of movement, if that makes sense. So another way I like to put it is that if that's your center point here, you're going to go in and picture a rubber band, and on the rubber band, you're pulling up, and then you're kind of like rolling off, and then it's bouncing back down in random areas. So that's one way to do it. Next question. Let's see here. Do you think it's cool to maintain shots with whips when moving with handheld mobile cam, or would you rather recommend cutting to another shot? So I would actually, it all depends on how good that op is. So, you know, there's an op that I actually even contract out to come up to TC, who's at Bethel right now. He is a phenomenal handheld camera op, and I mean he can move. He turns his body into a gimbal, basically. You can barely see it shake. So it all depends on how good they are. And, you know, obviously that just comes with, you know, it's not just like raw talent or natural talent, but it comes with practice, you know. Although Jared is pretty much raw talent. Just God gave him this gift, and he's done good things with it. Yeah, you definitely want to it all depends on the camera op, basically. So have them practice as much as possible. You know, if you have like one really great camera op, you know, talk to them about what you want to see and how you want to see it. So but then also it also depends on the song, depends on the story you're trying to create. So I would actually go either way, really. I mean, I could either hold on to it or go, you know, the complete opposite and just cut away from it. So yeah, let's go next question here. Hey, look at that. Hey, you learned something in my class. I'm glad. I'm just kidding. Yeah, lots of practice training. He found that losing the tripod helps. And that, yep, the more zoomed in you are, you have to have smaller movements because it gets way exaggerated at the end of your lens there. Stephen Kramer, what's up, man? Michael, I love you too, Michael. Nice, Richard. Nice, that's awesome. Yeah. Anything really to get your audience more involved somehow. Get it, you know, try as much things as you can, obviously subjected to your leadership and how far you can push it, right? You know, so definitely try as much as you can to try out new things. Don't be afraid of it, you know. So let's see here. Jared Lofton. How often do you work with your ops? Are they volunteers? Yes, for the most part, here at Transformation Church, our camera ops are volunteers. I do contract some of the handheld ones in for a little bit just because I haven't had time to really sit with all the volunteers to train them properly and how we want handheld. We do have probably, I say maybe 3 or 4 camera ops right now that have gone through some training for handheld. But we try to right now work with them. We're only doing recordings every month, and then every Sunday we do live sermons, so worship recordings and then a live sermon. So what that looks like is basically them coming in, we work with them for a little bit. I try to get the same people as much as possible right now. So I like to call it building out your A team and getting them fully trained, and then from there on they can go and train the rest of the volunteers. So once, you know, the craziness of COVID, all that stuff kind of dissipates and clears up, we'll be holding more training nights, especially when we get closer to opening up our arena. Whenever that happens, you know, we're going to be training nightly, you know, as much as I can get them to come in, basically. It's going to be mainly because it's going to be such a expansive setup for the arena at Transformation Church. So total like 14 cameras total. So having 14 volunteers, cam ops, all that stuff, and trying to get everybody all on the same page is going to take a lot of work, basically. Let's see here. Tanner, how to get accurate colors? What's your target white balance? Target white balance is whatever the key light is in. So if you don't have a light meter, try to get a light meter, or ask your LD, if you have an LD, what the temperature of your key light is. If not, definitely use a light meter. Find out the temperature of that key and then match it. Let's see here. Caleb, we'll do this one and then I'll go back into like probably 2 or 3 more breakdowns. How would you justify getting roaming cameras on stage to a leadership team that is big about having 0 distractions on service? It's hard, but I will say this: they have to look at the end result. If the biggest audience is online, they kind of have to look at that and say, hey, our biggest audience is online. we should treat them, and it sounds weird saying it like this, but treat them first, right? So having distractions in the room is really something, or on stage is really something that is secondary to what the output is online. This is also a good reason why you should have your program out on the side screens on the outside. So, hey, why is that worship leader being blocked by a camera app? Oh, I can just look at the side screen and see, oh, that's actually a really nice shot. And that's actually helping me get me into more worship, because I'm seeing a really cool creative shot. And now I'm getting into worship more because, you know, I can see the worship leader. I can see the tears coming down the worship leader's face, things like that, right? So really, really talk to them about, you know, yes, there could be some learning curves, or some, you know, definitely some communication. Always communicate, but in that, make sure that you actually have a game plan and show them examples. Like, hey, in order to get this shot, look at how, you know, not cool, but look at how this shot is, and this is what we're trying to go for. Because, you know, the whole goal of it is always to make sure that the people in the room at home feel what it's like in the room. And you want, in order to do that, you have to create an immersive type of broadcast, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. You know, I know there's a lot of other opinions out there, but for me personally, I have to have an immersive broadcast. I have to have handheld. I have to have movement, you know? So, cool. Let's see. Cool. Let's do one more, and then we'll hit over. When mixing, do you recommend sticking to one transition child throughout, or you think cool to use the cuts as a dissolve in between? I actually don't dissolve at all. I'm not a fan of old school broadcasts. For me, that's old school broadcast. So I don't actually mix at all. If you watch any of my work, I never mix. Now I am lying to you, because I actually do mix. Whenever I have to go into a video or out of a video, that's the only time I'll actually mix. So I'll only crossfade when I'm going into a video or out of a video. I find that even like during an actual fast song, mixing just takes away the energy, sucks the energy out of the footage. So yeah, cool. Let's do whoa, I'm dropping my Apple Pencil here. Let's do a couple more here, and then we'll do some final thoughts, Q&As. Let's see. All right. Lock this there. All right, so we're gonna go with let's go to a different folder. Sammy Blackman. Let's go with you. You are everything.
Your faithfulness is in that goodness. Your mercy is in that goodness. Your loving kindness is all wrapped up in that goodness.
Go here.
Better to me than I could ever be to myself. And with that phrase right there, I can declare, you are everything to me. You are the first thing that I think about when I wake up in the morning. The last thing that I think about when I go to bed at night.
So there again,
you are everything to me.
Again, it's all dependent
yes,
on your house and how you guys do things. Not a fan of cross mixing, so
if he's your everything, why don't you repeat after me? You are everything.
So this move actually is really good. I do like that move. Two things on this. Hold on just a second. Let me move my so that I can go here. So two things on this. I really like that dolly shot there is perfect. Number one, I would have slowed it down just a touch, and then also put them on a third. Put them more on the third here.
To me, yes.
Great framing here, just a little bit shakier. Just watch the shakiness of it.
To me.
This is great here. I would definitely put it just a little bit more in the third. Get some looking room there. Let me see here.
Say you are everything to me. Yes. You are everything. Oh, you.
Then here, I'm noticing just a small pattern of you're going from tight to tight. Try to mix it up a little bit. Try to go from tight to a 2-shot or a tight to a wide shot.
Are everything to me. You are everything. This is who you are.
Yeah,
You are.
Just a little bit more less shaky on the camera there. Either if you have a great lens to have, if you have EF lenses or EF mounts on your cameras, a great lens to have is a 24-105 by Canon. Great IS on it.
Alpha and Omega, you're my healer, you're my savior. You are everything.
Cool
You
too.
are everything. Say, I think you gotta sing it. You are
love this shot.
everything
Giving me
to
ideas
me.
It's a great shot. If you can get it wider first and then push in for like a longer period of time, that'd be great. Let me skip ahead here.
I believe,
All right, here we go.
declare it. You're my keeper, my deliverer. You are. Yes, you are. He means everything. Come on, clap your hands. Hey.
So here, now I don't know. It's all depending on the stage setup. Nice, good. I like that. All depending on the stage. I would actually gone to the guitar first. For me, anything that I hear, I want to see first. So,
Come on, let's raise it together. You're my savior, my healer. You are Lord. Yes, you are. You're my keeper, my redeemer. You are. Yes, you are, Jesus. You're my savior, my healer. You are everything I need and more. You're my keeper, my redeemer. You are. Yes, you are. You're my Jesus. You're my Jesus. You are. Yes, you are. Hey, my Jesus. Whenever I call you Jesus, I declare that you are. Yes, you are.
those little accents there. There we go. And I don't know what it's like, but I would have actually had them have my op wrap around to get the front of the guitar there.
Yeah, my Jesus. The I am God, my Jesus. You are. Every time I call you, strength is still your mind.
Awesome. Let's see here. Yeah, that's cool, man. Sammy, I thought I saw you on here, Sammy. Was that done in mostly post? Or did you do some of that? You did all those transition stuff live? Let me see here. All post. Okay. Nice. Yeah, my only thing with that is as far as cutting goes, so it's because I'm a musician. I've been a drummer for over 30 years. Gosh, yeah. Started when I was 7 years old. So I typically tend to cut to hits, to bass line stuff that the bass is doing when I really want to get some really cool accent or something going on. So try that. Try getting that out. You know, there was one time when the bass was like do 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 do, and like even honestly, even that cut to that cut. You know, try that and just try to just play with it a little bit. And again, this is all subjective to, you know. I've actually done a couple of those really fast stuff here at TC. The next time we stream, I can probably show like quick clip examples of what I've been able to do here. Cool. Let's go with the next one. Great job, man. Great job. Next time I'm out in San Diego, I gotta come out to that church. All right. Let's see here. Let's get to the next one. Let's see who's in this one. Carson. Oh, look at that, was a baby.
Combs ringing.
Ooh, trumpet. Yes. I actually played trumpet in 6th through 8th grade, actually. Let me go back here. I was just...
To you.
Did I go back too much? Okay, here we go. Let's just fast forward here. I don't.
In Jesus' name.
There are souls to. Yeah, I keep going back too far. I like going off of the intro song.
Happy Easter, y'all. You can stand if you want. It's all right.
Yeah, here.
There's a call.
I would, you can light the band more. Light the band up more. Get some washes on them. And maybe it's just a part of the scene. I'm just going blind into this, so, you know.
There are souls to save. Send the light.
Again, even on these, you know, have them on the third, have them on the left third or right third.
The blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore to shore.
Here, I would have brought my head room down a little bit, just to there.
Light, let it shine forevermore. Let us pray that grace may everywhere abound. Send the light, send the light, and a Christ-like spirit everywhere be found.
It's a good groove. I like
Send the
that.
light, oh, send the light, send the light.
So here, honestly, I mean, framing wise, it's actually pretty good for what you guys are trying to pull off. Again, like, this is all first time I'm seeing all this stuff. If I wanted to put some more emphasis on it, if I wanted to put a little bit more energy into it, I'd probably cut this one. I'll just say cut every time I cut. 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 And let it breathe for a little bit. Cut. Cut. That's great. Send light to the musicians. Nice. Good player. I think if I were to pick up my old trumpet now, my wife would probably kill me. So loud, all night long. Try to serenade her with the trumpet. That's what I probably do. Here, we'll fast forward a little bit here. Let's see where we got.
Ever stopped you
This is actually a good song. So like when they get going, when you get going in this song, let me go to the cut, 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 and then I actually take these cut, cut, cut. You know, just to kind of push the energy a little bit. It's a good way to get away from when you have your cameras aren't either, you know, mobile or they're just on trial. You're still having that kind of like traditional broadcast style. You can kind of push the energy a little bit so that you can kind of create this feeling, this excitement by using your cuts and utilizing your cuts. So try that. Let's see. We'll go to the next one here. All right. Let's see. These are great, guys. Thanks for doing this. Been loving all this. Let's see. John Elder. All right. We'll do this one. Then we'll end with some
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord, everybody. We've come to declare this morning that our God is great, our God is mighty, and he's worthy of praise. And we bless him today. Hallelujah.
So here.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord, everybody. We've come to declare this morning that our God is great, our God is mighty, and he's worthy of praise. And we bless him today. Hallelujah. Bless your name.
Just a little faster on the movement. Really match that song. Really match the music, you know?
Control, seated high, you are Lord of all.
And then here, I actually have her on the left third. Especially the way she's holding her mic, you know, she's putting her hand out more on with her left hand, so I put her on the left third.
Come on, and you're in control. Seated high.
Nice, I love the movement. Just a little bit more faster on the movement there.
Great I am.
Again, great framing, just come down on the head room a little bit.
Lion of Judah, you are.
So all those hits is where I'd actually be cutting to, be like, bum, bum. And that's where I cut to.
On that name, great Jehovah, things will change.
Get some movement on those drums. The same, honestly, even just to start, the same movement that's happening on keys, do that with the drums as well.
Things will change when we call on that name, great Jehovah. Things will change when we call on that name.
Great shot here as well. Just watch the head room.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, hey. We serve a great God, and he's great and mighty. And come on and bless him this morning. We praise you, Lord. Hallelujah. Come on, let's sing. You are God.
See, just trying to push that excitement there.
Seated high. You are Lord of all. Great I am. Come on, sovereign ruler. Lion of Judah.
I like the band a little bit more. This is just, and don't worry, this is like common. It's a common thing with a lot of places. You know, a lot of times the band's kind of secondary, as far as video wise go. So yeah, highlight the band more. Get some wash on them. Get some stuff on there. Cool, man. Thank you guys. We'll end with some Q&A. Let me see here. Let me go back up here. Just, oh man, let me put this ear in. I'm hearing feedback, and it's because my in-ears, my in-ears are really good. I can say that. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, cool. Wow, you guys were active in the chat, so let me go back up. Let's see. Boom, boom. That's a lot. Yeah, this is actually good. I like this. 3 cameras and a one-man team. Keep at it, my friend. This is actually where you could utilize cuts to actually kind of push it a little bit. Now, if you have 3 cameras and it's all locked off, start cutting more to progressions, chord progressions, accents, things like that. It is going to be tough just to try to get that really good feel, but you can still do it. Like, it can still happen. You don't have to have cam ops. It helps, right? It helps 1,000%, but you don't actually have to have cam ops. And people are going to crucify me for that, saying that, but let's see. Training. Yeah. So as much as possible, if we do your training nights on nights that the band's there to help. If you can't get the band out there, then have them come in and put up mic stands and have some worship music playing. I suggest bringing out a camera, trying out the movements, practicing, recording it, and then playing it back so that they can see what it's actually looking like on the viewer's end. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Light balancing to our key light. LED often looks super blue. Any recommendations? Yeah, it's all depending on your, really your camera sensor, all that stuff. Most cameras you can pull out reds or add red to it. Most prosumer cameras, I should say. So try that. Let's see here next. Let me move this over here for just a second. All right. Okay. Brian, I miss you too, Brian. Miss you too. I'll be back on Thursday. Will your iMag be cut differently than online? No. For the most part, like intro, pre-show, post-show, yes. Separate than what's happening in the room. Worship and the message is pretty much going to stay iMag the whole time. I like to say it in this way: is I like the people at home to feel what it's like in the room. I like the people in the room feel like they're on stage with the worship team or with Pastor Mike. So yeah, it's gonna be the same. Let's see here. This, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Wansa. I'm sorry, I'm butchering. I'm the worst at this. My wife will attest to this. It depends on what you're doing, or what your end goal is. Tricasters are great. Black Magic is great. All depending on what you're trying to accomplish and what you're doing, and your budget as well. So yeah. This is a good one. How is video delay dealt with wireless in play? And how's the delay accounted for in between cameras and also in the room? So you can do stuff like gen lock, things like that when you're on bigger systems. Smaller systems, they typically, it's usually, if your infrastructure is built correctly, and by that I mean just cabling and stuff like that, usually you can probably see maybe 1 frame or 2 frames off. But it wasn't that bad. For instance, over at Bethel, we never had gen lock. We never, or at least when I took over, we didn't do any gen. We probably saw maybe 1 frame or 2 frame off. It wasn't so noticeable that it wasn't a big deal for us. So, yeah. Let's see here. This is actually good too. As far as wireless, try to stay away from Hollyland. They are probably the worst at latency. in the business. I'm more of a fan of two companies. Vaxis, which is really, really great. Vaxis, Vaxis. They make great wireless systems. And then obviously the big boy Teradek. But actually, I mean, from what I've seen lately, Vaxis is starting to blow them out of the water. So if you need a contact over at Vaxis, they'd be more than happy to send out demos if you guys want. Just DM me after this. Okay, let's see. Jared, lock our cam ops to certain zones. Yes, yes, yes. So this is big. Super, super, super big for me is they have to have zones. And okay, music started up. So they have to have zones. What does that look like? Give them a zone for each position they're in. So drums, right? Say it's, it's camera 5. Drums is camera 5. Camera 5, you're responsible for drums and bass, and that's it. And let them be creative in that, and have them think through stuff. And if they haven't thought through it, then help them think through some shots and like, hey, try this, try that. All beforehand. When you're doing it live, I should say, it's easier for you as a director to just focus on creating the story. So talk to them beforehand. Hey, during sound check, right? You hear this song like, oh, hey, let's try this. Oh, let's try that. So yes. Give them zones. Then once they get to actually getting comfortable within zones, then you'll start to see some of them cover the zone. Like, so for instance, camera 6 has violin and there's keys next to violin, and keys starts to play something. And you're like, oh man, camera 6 can't get keys because camera 6 is on violin. So somebody close to them in another zone can actually cover that zone and get keys. So it's really cool. Let's see here. Let's see. Online service stream. For online service, we stream onto Facebook on multiple pages. Is it better to have more options for people to send everyone to one stream? On what would that platform be? Ooh, this is a tough one. I am more of a fan of YouTube versus Facebook. YouTube and your own platform on your own website. Mainly because Facebook just degrades the quality so badly. Even though some they started like rolling out some 1080p streams, but even those are like, it's kind of technically just wrapped in 1080p, but it's still 720. So, and then audio for a while, it's just been very bad. So I would stick to at max, just my personal opinion. At max, I would stick to two platforms at once. For me, it'd be YouTube and my own website platform. Facebook as well, but that would be like more secondary. Like I wouldn't even really take as much like hit or take into my numbers as like take that more seriously, just because even on Facebook, just the way they do their algorithms and things, it's kind of weird. But yeah, that's good. All right, do a couple more here, guys, and we'll be out because my son is probably wanting to go play with me for a little bit. Let's see here. 10 years of drummer. Nice, Landon. Nice. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Phil. Drummers Unite. Weston had to go to bed. He's got a new baby. Oh, congrats, Weston. You'll probably watch this later, so congrats, my friend. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, cutting on an upbeat, cutting to accents, cutting to chord progressions. It just changes the game. It changes things. Let's see here. Can we talk about the lung endurance to play the trumpet, then straight back to the verse? Yeah, that was pretty impressive. Let's see here. For the feedback. How do you sway and get the natural feel from cameras that are on tripods. Landon, I answered this question earlier. When this gets reposted, you can just go back and I think it was probably like maybe 30 minutes into it. Let's see here. We have 3 services. Would you suggest to have the same cam ops and director all 3 services? It depends on how intense your service is. So if it's something like transformation, for instance, I would say probably no. Have a different crew come in. The main director, so for instance, for me, I would probably stick around, but I would actually have other people directing. But yeah, it all depends on how intense your service is, what you guys do on that in that service, how you guys capture. For instance, over at Bethel, we would do, sometimes conferences all day, but I would actually rotate people in to come and give the so at Bethel we had more staff cam ops than actual volunteers, but I would bring volunteers to kind of come in and give the staff guys a break after worship so that they would, get refreshed for the next worship set and things like that. Macros on the ATEM from pre-show to the stage once the service starts. Little bit, yeah, sort of. Technically, right now we're going through Q Labs. So once service goes through Q Labs, pretty much runs pretty much the whole pre-show. Just because volunteers, COVID, all that deal. But all that to say, once we get back to the swing of things, I'm gonna pretty much do everything manually as much as possible. Some macros for certain animations that we want to do. Let's see. When using our front of house shot, it feels jarring. Yeah. So what you want to do, Bryce, is focus on making sure anything at the front end of the lens is going to be super exaggerated, especially if you're pushing in really tight. So it's going to be super shaky, super exaggerated on your end, on your screen, on your small monitor that you're watching, or however big it is, right? It's going to look fine because you're just focused on that. So what I like to tell is, people is like, when you see it on your monitor, just dial your movement down probably about 20-30%, and then you'll be fine. So you might feel like, man, I'm energetic, I'm getting this movement, but on the outside, on the iMag or on the stream, it's like this, right? So you just want to make sure it's subtle, super subtle. You have to focus on being as subtle as possible. You keep Pastor tight for iMag and change it up for broadcast. For us, no. So the reason why is Pastor Mike is just such a filmable guy. I could say his facial expressions, things like that. So even when we go back into the arena, we're actually going to have cameras on stage during the sermon that actually picks him up, just like what we're doing on a normal Sunday here in our lobby. We're going to be doing the exact same thing for the service. Try to keep it the same. That's just us personally. I've heard some places run 24 frames per second during worship or music, 60 for the message. Not sure if you do that, but how would you do that? So the great things about Panasonic VariCams, which is what we use, Elevation uses them, and they've done this before as well, is they'll shoot at a higher frame rate for the message and lower frame rate for worship. There's a button called variable frame rate on the camera. You just press that, you set the frame rate. So we set it to 24, and during the message for us it goes to 30. We found that is the cleanest image that we can get, especially on YouTube, for the message part. And then worship, we just love that the motion blur that you get from 24 frames per second. So yeah, it's basically just a button press on the VariCams. Let's see here. Shout outs all the way from Ghana, West Africa. Wow, thanks, Melvin. Thanks for watching, man. What was the first thing I implemented when I started at Transformation, and why? I fired everybody. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Now, the first thing I actually implemented was more just trying to share my heart and why I do the things I do, share my why, and get them into a mode of having them discover their why and the reason why they're there, the reason why they're volunteering. So yeah, that was pretty much the first thing I did. Oh, and tried to clean up as much as possible. You know, they went for a good while without a video director there. So there were certain systems in place that was just not by any fault of anybody, but it's just, you know, just neglected. So trying to clean up and fix stuff. So Vaxis and Teradek, yep. Rich, yes, on Vaxis, yeah, love Vaxis. Tried Hollyland a lot. Ended up switching back to, yep, Teradek. Yeah, Benny, yeah. I mean, Vaxis has been doing great stuff. Yeah, again, if any of you guys are having wireless issues and you have either Teradek or Cinegear or Hollyland, hit me up and I'll get you my contact over at Vaxis. Great guy. Michael's a great guy there. So, let's see. We're going to say a few more and then we're done here, guys. Guess such good questions. I want to answer all of them. All of them. What do you suggest for streaming programs to stream off of Sony cameras? Church moment, pre-record. Want to get one for switching live Sony cameras. Honestly, best bang for your buck, Blackmagic Design. Get one of the ATEMs. Depending on your budget and how many cameras you want to do, you know, you can go from the ATEM Mini Pro ISO, Mini Pro Extreme. Gosh, there's so many buttons on that one. And then, you know, then your normal television Studio HD, your 4K, all that stuff. So, as far as streaming goes, there is nobody out there right now. If you're okay with a 2-minute latency or delay, for the security of making sure that your stream never goes down, my friends over at Resi, right now, streaming platform as far as what to stream, how to stream it. Resi is by far the most. Our stream went down for almost 20 minutes, I think, or 16 minutes, and when internet picked back up, our stream basically on YouTube, our stream paused. 16 minutes later, it picked right back up where it left off. So that's just the security of having that peace of mind of if my internet goes down, that, you know, Resi will still archive and keep it going, and then as soon as the internet gets back up, boom, it's back there. So Resi, got my ND Resi water bottle here. Cool. Let's see here. I know my son. My son's been really good. Oh, this is the best comment of all. I love you too, babe. Can't wait to hear back up. Awesome, guys. What will you do with all the submissions you didn't cover? So I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna roll it into the next one. We'll do another show, probably. I don't know, Friday night, maybe Saturday night. Nah, actually, Saturday is gonna be a family day, so maybe Friday night. Yeah, I'll just roll it into another show, and then when I'm done with these submissions, I'll throw out another deal there. Boom, boom. Tiago, what's up, man? Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much. Again, thanks for hanging with me. I'm planning on doing this. This was actually pretty fun. I was totally hoping that it would be fun to go. I hope I didn't offend a lot of you guys. It's just I have a particular way of doing things, you know. I just feel like for me, this is what brings people. It's an act of worship myself, so it's not nothing where any, you know, it's like I'm not trying to tear anybody down. I just want to see people get better. Iron sharpens iron, and so thank you, Pastor Shannon. Nice to see you. It's been a while. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. We'll try this again later. And then at some point, I don't know when, but maybe this week, maybe next week. It all depends on how far I can run away from my wife when she says I've had my son up too late. So
Run away from your wife?
yeah, run away from my wife.
What?
Are you kidding me? All right, guys. See you guys later. All right, peace out.